Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the news.
Yes,
that's right. We've scoured the internet to put together a package for you guys of unprecedented information. But before we do that, let's head over and, what's the weather like, Fernando?
Yeah. And the beautiful weather right now here in Clearwater is 73.
Wow.
73. The high is going to be 88.
That sounds about right.
That's
so
about
88,
right.
and
Yeah.
it'll feel closer to 90 about like 2 o'clock
And
today.
then at night is going to be 68.
Oh, tonight. The mornings have been wonderful.
Yes.
Like driving to work these last 2 days with the top down, because I didn't have to make a phone call, have been like, although this morning it was like, I pulled in and I was like, wait a minute, I'm here? Like, I don't even remember leaving my house.
Yeah.
I was so like sunny and 90. Yeah.
Oh,
dude.
I like that.
Dude, I remember those hot Michigan, just stale air.
And you're going to be there.
Michigan?
No, in Tennessee.
Oh, in Tennessee. Yeah, I'll be in Tennessee. I can't wait for that. That'll be
San
fun.
Antonio. Yeah.
But yeah, so we got news for you, although not much. This was actually, every week we do one of these, I think, man, how are we going to, and then it just pulls it out, and there's so much news, and it's like, wow, this is awesome. This week, on the other hand, no, this is legit like one of the first weeks where it's like all the stories sucked, or just didn't.
Yeah.
I think, when the stories sucked, she had a hard time picking.
What to put on?
Yeah, she's like, I don't even know what to put on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of funny. But for all of you that are wondering, we find most of our news from CE Outlook at CE Outlook. Yeah, we'll put a link in the description or something. Also, somebody asked us if we could put a link to the full story in the comments, and that's a great idea. I don't know why I hadn't thought of it. Probably because I got enough crap on my plate to think about. So we are going to. Now, after, if you'd like to dig deep into the stories or whatever, we're going to put the links to the stories in the page. Personally, I feel this whole purpose of this is just for our commentary and what we think of stuff.
Right.
I mean, it's really what it is. I mean, but if you'd like to read more, by all means, head over to See Outlook.
Yeah.
And we'd like to thank her for providing
the news.
Great content. Although this week, severely lacking. I mean, come on. You can do better. I'm just kidding. All right, well, with that being said...
She'll be like, well, you go find it.
Yeah, go find your own damn news. And I tried. There wasn't any to be had. Anyways, top story this week is... it's not really top story. This one's kind of funny. New CarPlay glitches.
Yeah.
Apparently... The new update that just came out recently just came out for iPhones has caused some form of a glitch. Let's see. CarPlay Music app is crashing for some users running iOS 14.5.1, which was released 2 weeks ago. Strangely, the problem only started... What the heck?
Yeah, you got it?
Yeah.
All right.
Only started around Monday. Believes most likely Apple Music issue for the most part. Some people have found the easiest way to solve this is to reset the phone, delete the phone, pair the phone, restart the phone half dozen times, and it seems to have fixed that. Sometimes.
They say it doesn't work.
Well, the one article I read, they said it worked great.
Well, I said right there. Reboot.
No, I didn't read that. I actually read other articles
Yeah.
where people are finding that if they not that. That's just
yeah.
No, someone had said that they restarted the phone 6 times. I don't know why they picked 6 times, and that solved the issue. And it seems to be working fine now.
Okay.
Apple's finally going to slow it down. Slow it down, Dean. Slow it down.
Yeah.
Anyways, here's what I thought was funny about this. The picture that they put up, Mustang. You want to know how many problems I've had with this? None.
What software that you're running right now on your phone?
It's up to date. My phone is always up to date.
My phone is up to date, but I don't have the new latest.
Yeah,
I got the 14.4.
No, as soon as an update comes out, man, I throw caution into the wind and update it right away. be damned with what's going to happen. I mean, that's just part of life. I mean, I just had to fix my desktop because an update crashed something there, and it's like, oh okay, cool. I mean, that's just normal. I feel, you know, listen, the only reason why this is even in the news is because the Android guys are finally happy something's, you know, not going wonderful in Apple. And let's be honest, Apple's going to fix this in a couple weeks.
I'm just wondering how many people we're going to come.
We haven't had one phone call.
I'm just saying, no, not at all. But other people are going to be like, hey, man, you just put the radio on my car and CarPlay doesn't work.
I feel like at this point, if you don't expect problems with whatever format you're on,
people don't expect problems.
People, I don't know about
buy
that,
brand new things and think that everything is gonna work fine. So
then I think they're just stupid. Because that's not even a realistic thing. I mean, good God, you can buy a refrigerator now and it have glitches because you have a freaking TV on the door. I mean, you know. I mean, like we were talking about this. Well, like we were talking about this morning. You know, like, oh, my car doesn't start. I'm a Tesla. The guy drives out to your house and he starts with a laptop. I mean, it just seems normal that these are the things that are going to happen when these companies are constantly tweaking the software. And on the contrast of that, you know, we have our radio manufacturers and car manufacturers that aren't tweaking the software at all. Although Ford just talked about they're going to be doing a new over-the-air update, which is wonderful, that they're finally taking advantage of the fact that their car can receive information over the air.
That is pretty cool.
But then again, now we're looking at, well, hopefully they're small packets so that they don't corrupt anything else. So
yeah, that's right.
All right, so the story that you guys are like chomping at the bits to get to, Apple, hold on, let me move this down here. Apple HiFi Audio announced, and I don't know why I should put that, but either way, the point is, Apple has finally decided to come out with HiFi Audio. And listen, if you're not an Apple fan, you owe Apple the biggest thanks ever because everyone else is going to benefit from this, as always. Let's be honest, guys. The only reason why we have a phone that is a solid piece of glass is because of Apple. And if you're too young to know that, everyone else, they had a keyboard. Ooh, that sucks. So Apple has announced that they're going to give you HiFi service included in the normal price. So if you're already paying for Apple Music, such as myself, because that's what Haley wanted, then you're finally going to get HiFi Music available to you, which I think is fabulous, and which we'll get to what the criteria it's going to be. But because Apple's doing that, what did Spotify do? They dropped the price. You used to be able to get HiFi Audio if you paid extra. Yes. But now you're going to get it for free. No extra charge. Amazon Music. And Amazon Music too. So for all the everyone else out there that's like been paying Apple, extra, man. Apple has come in and said, "Hey, yeah, exactly." They honestly they have. I mean, they're the only people they're hurting, of course, is Amazon and Spotify. Yep. But us, the end users, are going to get this media service cheaper now, which is great. So thank you, Apple, for forcing your hand, and which we knew was going to happen. Like we've literally been waiting for this shoe to drop just so we could see what happens. You know, companies like Tidal that make you pay a premium. Oh my God, a premium for their service. I'm anxious to see what's going to happen with them. Okay, so Amazon is not going to drop it for free. If you still have, for example, Prime. Well, none of this is free. It's just cheaper. Yeah, it's going to be cheaper. Prime, I think if you are a Prime member, you're going to pay like $8 when you used to pay $10 or like $15, I think. $12, something like that. No, the HiFi will not require a retune on your system. Levels are going to be the same. You're just getting more clarification. So it's kind of like when you go to the eye doctor, if you've ever been to the eye doctor, or you haven't been there in like 2 years, and then she's like doing the test with your eyes, and you're like, oh wow, that's some fine detail I didn't realize was there. It's there, yeah. It's always there. It's just like you couldn't see it. You can see it. So it's not like levels are going to be higher. You're just going to have more definition in the music. So like those little pieces of sound that were getting passed over because they didn't fit into the compression format that is being run are magically going to be there now. So you're going to hear stuff you hadn't heard before, but the volume will be the same.
Now, for the people, they think that you're going to get the higher rate for playback, you have to get an external.
Right, so for the current way they're doing it, you have to...
So right now it's 16-bit 44, right? And you can go to 24-bit to 48.
24-bit 192.
But if you're gonna get the 24 192, you have to get the external device to actually use the digital to audio. Yeah.
Now that's kind of the part of this that we're not really clear on as far as how that's going to work, how is that going to affect CarPlay, how are all those things going to happen. The story more so is like it's coming. The how-to, the what's and all that we'll obviously deal with as that comes out. And we also know that this is a first step for Apple, and what they're trying to do is make all devices backwards compatible. My guess is it's what, May right now? It's May, June, July, August, September they released the new iPhones. So whatever that new iPhone is going to be immediately HiFi streamable or whatever it is.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if you think, it's Wi-Fi. So the Wi-Fi chip can push whatever we want. So there's no reason why we're to expect like wireless CarPlay won't have it. It's the Lightning connector, so it's just a tweak of the software. So at some point, we know that it's just going to be built into the phone, and it'll be as simple as like boom, magical. But Apple is really good about making everything backwards compatible.
Honestly, I don't care. I just they're gonna have it. So
yeah, no doubt.
Who cares?
Even 1644 means we're gonna get CD quality right in the right out of the phone.
But nah, it's like okay,
which is fine.
Yeah, and also they can play in the AirPods.
2448. So we're gonna get
2448. Yes, exactly.
So, but the real story here is that. Them coming out with this is now forcing everyone else to discount their service so that everyone can get... the piece that has been missing in this puzzle is affordable high-res downloads. Okay? At whatever bit rate, that is the piece that has been missing because nobody... Listen, man, we all want to consume our stuff for the cheapest way possible.
Okay. So we always, I want the best sound quality possible, and you buy better speakers, and you buy better amplifiers, and you buy the most expensive RCAs that you can get and everything. But in the end of the day, you don't stream.
No, because you don't want to pay $20 a month for Tidal.
You don't stream Tidal. You don't. Stream
Another thing they were talking about too is that they're going to have LDAC built in as well.
Who?
Apple. That's so I don't know if that's going to work through the phone streaming. If that can be an Apple TV
I'm just
thing.
happy that now Apple is getting into this. Like they see it now. They see the lie and they're like, okay, people are asking for this.
But I feel the thing is with Apple that you always have to remember is that they're not ever first.
No,
they're never first.
But they no. They just want to make it
exception.
Better.
They're never first. Like they didn't come out with a phone, but they came out with this screen.
Yeah.
And a button.
Yeah.
And that they were first to that, and it was like, and then everyone copied them.
Yeah.
I feel like if you look at the MP3 player, the iPod didn't come out first. The iPod just destroyed everyone else. So, we knew that this was a natural transition of things. Like Apple, Apple doesn't get a lot of things first just because it's such a huge player in the field, and a lot of people don't want them to have it.
They make it better.
They do. They make it better for everybody, even if you're not an Apple fanboy.
And even if you're not. No, exactly.
BlackBerry for the win, for sure. I want DVD audio.
Yeah. But other than that, I'm happy, Like right now...
Yeah, if you're not first, definitely be best.
Apple saw that Amazon was into the music, Spotify was into the music, and that's the main competitor for Apple about music, and they're like, okay, screw that, let's just go.
Well, the other thing too is I look at Apple as always trying to come up with a way to make you pay for something and add a premium to it.
Honestly, I was surprised that they didn't charge you an extra for this.
Yeah, but like I said, the reason why they didn't do that, it's okay, Bobby. Everyone, the news, Bobby's late. Oh, what the hell? they've done that before when they switched formats from the lower res when iTunes first came out. I'm an OG iTunes guy, so when you used to buy songs for whatever 99 cents or 79 cents or whatever it was, and then they decided to come out with a better version of it because the whole lossless thing took off, the first round of lossless, and songs were $129. If you wanted to pay the extra 30 cents, you could buy the updated version of that. And of course, you know, at the time I probably only had like 20, 30 songs, so I paid to have the upgraded sound quality from them, which nobody else did. So they quickly said, no, we're not going to do that. And then they lowered, so then songs were $1.29 or 99 cents, and then they were like, yeah, that's not working either. So, you know, Apple has definitely tried different things to no avail, and I think at this point they realize that it's like, look, we got all these people out here that are paying this amount of money to us. Let's just give them the better service. Not only that, that's going to win over. Like, if you have CarPlay and don't have Apple Music, you're freaking missing the boat. But a lot of people were doing Spotify because it sounded better.
Yeah.
So, you know.
So right now, Spotify hasn't come out with a HiFi yet. They announce it and they say it's there. Everything is there.
Right.
You have to pay, of course, the premium and blah blah blah. But Apple say, all right, you know what? No charge. You're gonna get it. So
trust me, RVH, your ears would pick up the difference between high res and non high res. It is a tangible. It's an audible difference between the two, like drastically audible difference between the two. Even the subtleties between the two, even in subtle, like older songs that are remastered and they added the bit rate to them. Or recompress them in a different bit, or not uncompress them into a different bit rate. They sound phenomenal. It's you know, it's one of those things where you listen to it and you're like, I've heard this song a million times, and for some reason this one sounds a little bit different, and you can't put your finger on it, and then you realize, oh, it's just a better version of the song. Because we immediately know when we have a worse version of the song. So, did Apple say when it will start?
June. They said in June. So,
which makes sense because usually it's right around time, around summertime. So, because when did they? I thought they always released. I used to know Apple's whole schedule for release, but I don't listen to it anymore. Drastically different, and you totally agree. Also have Cuba, and it's a big difference listening to 24/192 versus Apple Music, 100%. It's tickling my ear hairs differently. I mean, which I've told the story before. Haley and I, when I can't remember who it was, sent us their little media player, their little $1,500 media player, or $5,000 media player. It was a lot of money, with all their high-res music on it. And Haley and I sat there and A-B'd between Apple Music and that on a really nice set of headphones, and you could definitely hear the difference.
And I think this one is gonna help more our industry.
Too. Well, there again,
because now they have access to a better quality music. Right?
It's not like our industry is going to invent anything cool.
No, but okay. So, for example, you make this SQ car, and you plan because you have some files that they are sound quality.
Yeah.
But your customer doesn't have that,
well,
so he's not gonna listen to that.
So I think
he's not going to experience that.
All right, I think the other thing too is why it's taken Apple this long, because if you're going to release a high-res player, that means you have to have your back catalog high-res capable. It's not like you're just flicking a switch and all of a sudden your pipes are bigger. You have to have all that media already queued up and ready to go. So my guess is that over the past 2 years, they've been acquiring the rights to the higher res audio, and have been building that infrastructure that it's going to take. Because, I mean, now you're talking about a file that's 10 times bigger?
No. Apple is going to come out with an iPod that's going to be high res.
They're going to come up with a 1 terabyte iPod?
Yeah.
iPod Touch? I mean,
I was talking
I'm
with
fine
them.
with that.
I was talking with them, and
my KT Pop. K2 Power is gonna sound really nice.
Oh, they do.
I got a blast with Amazon's new platform of music. Yeah, what's up, Mr. Berg? But anyway, so that is definitely a big story for us and you, the audio freaks that we all are, knowing that because Apple has released something we're all going to benefit from, whether you're an Android user or an iPhone user, if you're a high-res audio or a hi-fi audio, whatever they want to call it, guy, we're all going to get better music here by the end of the year. We'll all be like, oh, dude, remember when we had to listen to, like, CD quality sound? Oh, my God. You know, so thanks. Let's all take a moment to thank them for being the juggernaut and mean people that they are, that force people into the walled garden that they have.
Yeah, thank you, Apple.
Thank you, Apple, for being you.
Yeah.
We got one more story here to talk about that isn't all that exciting, but hey, you know,
why not?
Why not? One of the things living in the flattest state in the country is that we just don't see a lot of, especially since we're surrounded by water. We don't see a lot of the Can-Ams and the quads and the little dune buggy cars in this part of Florida. There's really just no place to drive them, to be honest with you. I mean, it's just not a popular thing here. And then apparently, according to our boy, Mr. Bill Freeman, the popular thing to do in Florida is to treat them like a boat and drive them underwater.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's flooding them is all the rage. But for those of you that live in the rest of the world where this stuff is cool, pre-orders are now available for the new MTX Can-Am kit. So if you're a Can-Am person and you're just like, man, I want a stereo and everyone else's that's currently available out there for you, you're not interested in because you're a hardcore MTX fan, we now have MTX. And the one thing I will say about companies like MTX that are coming out with this, a lot of the times they're very purposefully built, whereas some of the other manufacturers kind of, it's like a mix. They purposely build things as well as take stuff off their shelves to make these things work. It looks to me like MTX is like everything here is a one-off, kind of like what MB Quartz did for the Jeep kits, is that like everything is like, no, this is just all one-off stuff that's only going to work on that, which to me is the story, because I look at this, and this was a conversation I was having with another manufacturer. I'm like, you guys have the ability to make this stuff for these. Why can't we get these products for the 12 volt that are very specific? And I feel like this is kind of school for them. Like they're learning on these little vehicles like this what it takes to do this type of work, and then eventually that's all going to circle around back to the 12 volt side of things, and we're going to start to see, because once they get, you know, they're again, like they've been doing this for like 5 to 10 years now, but it's only gotten real serious and hot and heavy in the last couple years, you know, like with these, you know, plastics purposely built things, and what I mean, it's basically a dash kit for a subwoofer that goes into a car, and on a bigger scale. So they're starting to figure out that these things make money. I don't think it's too long before we start to see this transition into some of our more popular vehicles. Like we've tried it in the past, like we've always made those corner mount subwoofer boxes and whatnot, but I think something like a corner mount subwoofer box really isn't what we're looking for, as like when Alpine came out with the box for the Jeep that goes underneath the front seat that we did 2 of yesterday. Things like that are like better solutions. I think we're going to start to see more of that going forward. Plus like specific mounts, like we all know that like Jeep, everyone's making the rear speaker brackets now, and
for $6.99. MTX is focusing more on power sports.
Dude, let me tell you what.
Cars.
Every manufacturer is focusing more on motorsports than they are in cars.
The new hotness, man.
It's the new. It's like, dude. Listen,
electric cars and power sports.
These guys don't learn at all from anything. If you like, okay, when TVs were when TVs like headrest monitors and drop down monitors became like the thing, everyone switched to that. Everybody switched to that. It's like the only thing that mattered was, dude, we got a new drop-down TV. Oh, we got a new DVD player. Like, at the time in our store, we had 32 monitors on display for you to choose from. Okay, that lasted all of about 4 years, and then it was back down to like 5, which we really only sold like 2, but we had them, so we put them up.
And I think it's just like a season thing, just a season thing, exactly.
Q forms, and there again, Q forms I think was a little bit too early. Like they were before their time. I think. I listen.
I don't remember.
The 12-volt industry is filled with manufacturers that come and do shit. Stuff before their time and before we're ready for them. Yeah, my bad. Power sports is a huge thing.
We have power sports in here, like we have all that stuff, but it's not that crazy in here.
No, not for us, anyways.
No.
But there are a lot of people that is their new business model, and that's wonderful, and it's great.
I don't know why people don't do that. 3D printed boxes.
Well, there was that one manufacturer we talked to that actually is going to start 3D printing their boxes because they have new wood pulp 3D printers, and they are going to start doing that.
I mean, with all this technology, the 3D scanners and all that stuff that you can...
So, I mean, when it comes to 3D printing, it's just a matter of time. So, like, right now, as like in our high turnaround rate that we do, which is still not that high turnaround rate compared to some of the other shops, like, we typically get a car, like a bigger job for 2.5 days, and if we can't, that's our time limit. If we have to 3D model something and then print it, that we don't have the time to do that.
Right.
So, until we get laser speed on 3D printing, it's just not going to be a viable option for a higher turnaround thing. Cars that stay in less than a week. Now, companies that can model things and sell them, I think is, one of the ideas I had with the laser was when I was talking with a couple of years ago when this was starting to become like more and more people are buying them, was like selling the bitmaps, as it were, of the brackets. So, for example, like instead of selling, like you have a laser, I have a laser, you don't want to sit there and have to design a piece for an F-150 that I've already designed, so I just sell you, or you go and buy, my rendering, and then you print it as many times you want. So you give me $20, and boom, you're just printing as many as you and that business model seemed like it was wonderful, but I couldn't get anyone, and I didn't really want to put any effort into it. But like 3D printing, I feel once it's faster, we can start to get some of these parts that we want. So like, little sail panel tweeter mounts that everyone's sitting there and making from Bondo and sanding for 10 hours. Someone can easily just scan that and print it out, and just have a warehouse full of them. I mean, that would be pretty nice.
Yeah, CNC.
Some 3D print is 24 hours sometimes. That's just it, sometimes. But 24 hours, like, I'm not leaving a 3D printer going while I'm not here.
Man, I don't know, like, these 3D printers that they have, that's insane.
Yeah.
They
is the
print the whole
CNC
car.
coming soon? Also, what about the speaker test enclosures? Nothing is happening fast. We're so busy right now. And that's a broken record, and I hate saying it, but we just haven't had time to deal with anything. But I'm shooting on the CNC. I'm shooting for the end of the year, so that's kind of the time frame that I've allotted for that. I need to prototype something with hot glue gun. Oh, dude, I used to do that. That was fun. We did a lot of hot glue stuff.
Yeah,
that was a lot. But hey, guys, that takes us to the news. That's awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. And, it's been great. And as always, we'd like to thank CE Outlook for providing great news for us to talk about and have a lot of fun with. If you're interested and want to know more about us, of course, you all do, but make sure to follow us on Instagram, 5 Minutes of 5-Star. Today we'll be giving away a Morel t-shirt.
Yep.
We have 2 more days left of that. And of course, Saturday's the big show over on the 5-Star Network, where we'll be answering your questions and having just a bunch of fun. It's a Saturday night. It's a great time. We all have fun. And with that, thank you so much for tuning into the news.
Thank
Have a
you,
great
guys.
day.
Bye.
Bye.